Let's see if we're actually live. We are using some new formatting today, everyone. So Molly and I, welcome to Sister Straight Talk. But we're using a new... Wow. What a hello. Wow. What a hello.
Another minute. I'm sorry. It's allergy season, people. And my husband is mowing the lawn right outside this window. And as we go live, I feel that tickle, And I'm like, hold it in. No, you got it. No, I don't got it.
So we are experimenting just a little bit right now. And you guys are in this experiment with us because we are broadcasting through a new service. And we're kind of just testing it to make sure
it's live on my page. I see it.
Good. Molly, remember how before we started I said that you were so loud?
Yes.
You're not anymore. I can hardly hear you.
What?
I can hardly hear you.
You heard the sneeze though, right?
What?
You heard the sneeze though, right?
Oh yeah.
Oh good. Okay.
Oh yeah.
As long as you got that.
Can you shout a little bit? Like I honestly can hardly hear you. Yeah. Oh my goodness. Guys, if you are here and if you are watching this Hot Mess Express today, please let us know. We are just, bringing to you Sister Straight Talk Thursdays like we always do. So to be honest, I'm trying to go live on Instagram. So if you see me on Instagram, live on Instagram right now, let me know.
I'm going to pull it up right now. Wait, is it linked to just you, my dear?
Yeah, it is. I couldn't figure out how to do both of us. So we're doing one at a time. Just let me know. Hi, everyone. Let us know you're here.
You're live in your stories.
Woo! Live on Instagram, Sister Straight Talk. This is a first.
Oh, but the picture quality is horrible. This is how you look in your stories right now.
Just let me know. Hi, everyone. Let us know you're here. We're live in your stories. Hold on. What if I do this?
Let me see if it updates. Except now all you lovely people can only see us far away in an island of purple.
You are clearly so professional today.
Stephen Kowari just joined.
Hi, Stephen. Oh my word. Oh my word. Oh my word. Guys,
no, it hasn't changed anything here.
Oh,
sorry.
Good.
Yeah.
So here's, I think, what we're learning, Molly.
In front of everybody, live and in person.
What we're learning live is I can't do dual with you in it. I can't do a live to Instagram dual with you in it. I can only do it by myself because I bet you if I kick you out of here and it's just me, you can see it.
Go ahead and kick me off the broadcast for a minute because you can add me back in, right?
Yeah. You let me know now. Hey, everyone. It's been this fun. Oh, Molly, I cannot hear you any longer, but I know that you can hear me. So we're just here today. And today is one of those days where we're just doing some tech stuff and we're just seeing what happens. Oh, my word. All right.
Hey.
What's the word? Yep. It works beautifully. Yep. It works beautifully. Okay. Now we know. And we're just.
The more you know.
I bet you if I did a picture in picture, we could do it like that.
Oh, hey, you're so big and I'm so small. Just the way you like it, I know.
I mean, this is a workaround for right now so that on Instagram it doesn't look silly.
We can't be looking silly on Instagram. That's where half of our people are. I'm so glad I put my makeup on and got dressed up today so everyone can see me. I didn't. I never do. It's fine.
Oh my goodness.
Emily, you want to tell everybody? You can probably tell them better than me. I feel like such a plebeian down here. Can you please tell the people people watching up there what we're talking about today?
Yes. We're talking about the one thing that he needs. Do you? I'm so sorry. This is not entertaining at all for anyone. Okay. We're talking about the one thing that everybody needs. Do you have it? And we're talking about it today. I'm like crying. I'm laughing so hard at the ridiculousness of having you. But I don't know what to do. Guys, you need to help me. Is there a way? Somebody help me. Is there a way I can stream to Instagram with a shared screen and have Molly in it and me in it and not be like big blown up images? I need to know the answer to that. My guess is you'd have to be in the same room as me, or we'd both have to be using smartphones. That's my guess. We'd probably have to do something with vertical, because Instagram is meant for vertical. So I'm guessing it has to be vertical, and we could do it with smartphones. So we need to experiment more with that. Oh my goodness.
Why do they make me? Why do they need to make the picture-in-picture so small?
Why?
Just the technicality question. Why does it need to be so tiny down here? Just wondering.
It doesn't. It doesn't.
Wondering.
It doesn't. Well, guys, though, we're talking today, if we ever get to it.
If we ever get to it. Sometimes we just like to hang with you and chill and be ourselves.
It's the one thing everybody needs. Do you have it? That is the topic of Sister.
That is the topic. So I did actually have some questions for you. I did actually have some minor preparation on what we were talking about today.
Good.
And so, let's just take a breath. Hello, it's 13 minutes into our straight talk. I hope smash that heart button if you've gotten so much value so far from us today, because as you know, that's what we like to deliver. We like to give you value and perspective to help enrich your enrich your life and transform wherever you need that help, whatever you need. Okay. We're here for you. So we like to, strip it down a little bit to the basics and show you that we're real people. We're just figuring life out. But that's actually what we wanted to talk about today, because there's one thing that everybody needs and only a very tiny part of the population actually possesses. Kind of like as tiny of an amount as my little thumbnail picture in picture in comparison to Emily's full camera mode picture. That's basically the amount of the people in the world, in the population today, who have this one thing that actually everybody needs. So let's reverse it. Let's flip and reverse it so that more people have this. And so our goal and mission is to just open some perspective right now and to help you kind of step into an understanding of what this one thing is that can literally have the power and capability in your life to change and transform everything. That's right. Today we're talking about the way you think about yourself, the way you think about your life. And sometimes the question really just is, you're thinking about it wrong. It's actually not, woo, hey, here I am. I'm in this show by myself. I don't know where she went, so I'm just going to keep babbling over here. That's right. The one thing that you actually really need, but you probably already have it. You're just not tapping into it, and you're just not realizing that it's something that you need because you're just thinking about it wrong. So here's my question for you. Here is the one question that I have. When you're talking about, oh, hey, hi, hello, beautiful. When you're talking about things that you think you really need.
I'm so sorry. I was just trying to.
It's fine. I can just keep talking. What is something that comes to mind? Something that you're like, yep, I need that thing. Is it, I'm going to just list some popular ones, but please put it in the comments. Talk to us, interact with us. We love knowing that you're here and watching. So give me your thoughts and ideas right now in real time or hashtag replay time. But what is something that you really feel like you need in life in order to be happy or in order to finally have that arrived feeling? Is it let me guess. Is it that you just want to feel happy? Maybe you just want to have more happiness. Maybe it's a certain number on a scale or on a pair of clothing items, or maybe it's a certain number in your bank account, or a relationship. If I just had this, hey, there's my husband mowing the lawn back there. He was the one who was making me sneeze earlier with all the grass clippings in the air. Is it something tangible? Like if I had this thing that I could buy, okay, then I would feel more complete. I would feel happier. There's all of these fill in the blank items that we think that we need in life, but there's really just one thing that you're missing that encompasses all of those other things and helps streamline all of them to make all of it that much more doable and possible. And I'm talking a little slow right now, a little bit rambly right now, because I'm wondering if my co-host is going to be joining me or not.
I'm here.
But I don't want to steal her thunder when we announce the big reveal of the one thing you actually need, if she wants to do it with me or not. I'm just checking that if she wants to be here or no. Can we see the comments, Emily, on this platform?
So I am here. I think I messed up the sharing capabilities because I am not able to see you when I add myself to the stream, and you cannot see me when I add myself to the stream.
Can you hear me talk?
Yes, I sure can.
Can they hear me talk?
I mean, I sure think so.
So it's just picture and voice is what you've done.
Well, it's just that I can only show one person at a time right now on the screen is what's happening. And I don't know how to change it back. So I'm just struggling over here.
That's actually what we were talking about, Emily. Would you like to answer the question? For that you really need, and what's the one thing that you really need in order to feel happy or to feel fulfilled, or the one thing, like the Emily, stay focused here. What's the one thing that we're talking about today?
Well, let's do this. We'll just alternate back and forth. This is the best live ever. Okay, so I'll answer the question. Thanks for your patience, everyone. So I'll answer the question. So the one thing it needs is balance in their life in order to be successful. Because without balance, you will burn out fast and burn out hard, and you will go super fast and you will go feel very successful in what you're doing, but you will find that down the road in a couple weeks or in a couple months or in a couple years or in a couple decades, you just crash and burn if you don't have balance.
Oh, hey, you did.
Hey, welcome back. Yay. So it's balance is the one thing everybody needs.
I didn't mean for you to share that yet. I was just like interacting with you. Like, what's the one thing people say they need? But that's it, guys. That's the one thing that you need. We fast forwarded to the end of our live today.
Well, maybe we can fast forward to some meat of what that really means.
Yeah, so the meat. So let me ask you guys a question. And again, we are streaming to multiple platforms. We know that you're commenting, but we may or may not be able to see all of the comments currently. But we can always go back and comment and read them later. #replay. So please keep commenting. Please keep interacting. We love that about you guys so much that you interact with us. But this bracelet right here, by the way, is a balance bracelet. It's from made from a certain stone, a bead or a rock that creates balance. Apparently, supposedly, I don't know. Maybe that's why I'm having such an amazing day. I don't even know, but it might be the bracelet, or it might be a little bit about what we're talking about right now. Because let me ask you a question. Is it better to
don't whisper because I can't hear you hardly.
Oh, that's right. Is it better to work out for a full hour every day, first thing in the morning or, at bedtime? Or is it better to move throughout your day every 20 minutes or so? What do you think?
Can I answer as a trainer?
Question number 2. Is it better to have a dream house or a dream, bank account right now being given to you, or is it better to live in so to speak, an average house that you've worked for with lots of people in your life that you have a good relationship with? So the other question would be obviously that you're alone in that scenario.
So you mean like, is it better to have an average house that you've worked for versus a dream house that you haven't worked for? That was just given to you?
It was very confusing. I phrased it very confusingly. Yes. It kind of matches the tone of our live today. We've had a sort of a weird vibe today in our live. So that's on me for making the question very odd. Second, the first question is it better to work out for an hour every day or move every 20 minutes throughout your day? Question number 2, is it better to have a dream house or a dream job without a lot of successful relationships in your life? However, the one thing in your life that you really care about, like a bank account or a house, financial job success, to have that versus the relationships, or to live in an average house, but to have really successful relationships. Which one is science and data proving that we need? Because I think a lot of people, and maybe not you, I'm not talking to you, maybe I'm not talking to you, but a lot of people in general will answer that question of what's the one thing that you really need. And they always have that top of their mind thought. The one thing that I really need is if I just had more money, if I just had that house, if I just had that job or that promotion, if I just had
the time to do an hour workout every morning.
Yes, if I just had that, then my life would be amazing. I would
be great. In fantastic shape.
Yeah. So Emily, would you like to reveal what the data and the research and the science is actually proving when they do a broad range spectrum survey across the world, asking people these questions about how happy they are, and then base it with their lifestyle and what kind of house they live in, what kind of bank account they have, what kind of workouts they do? What is the answer? Which one's actually better?
What's better is the one that you'll do consistently.
Yeah.
So if you will do an hour-long workout every single day and you are committed to that and you are not going to burn out on it, then do that. But if you know that you'll go hard with an hour-long workout every day for a month and then you'll just stop working out altogether, then move throughout the day. Move every 20 minutes. There is so much value in instead of thinking about having to do cardio for an hour at a time. A lot of times people think like, if only I had an hour, I need to spend an hour working out. I need to spend an hour to get my cardio in. And, I'm just using cardio as the example. But a lot of times we don't have time to do that. And so we just say, well, I can't get it done. I don't have time to do it. And so then you just don't do it because you don't have an hour every morning to do it. And then what happens is it snowballs into you never doing it. But what if instead you just took a 10-minute walk 4 times a day? What if you just took a 20-minute walk after lunch? What if you just broke it down into small increments throughout your day that were doable? There's always that point in the day when you're sitting at your desk or, whatever your job is, where you have a couple minutes where you could just walk around the building, or you could go even for a quick little jog around a couple blocks. We all have that time where we kind of hit that slump of, I'm waiting on some responses. I don't have anything to do in the moment right now. Why not get some of your cardio in right then? So again, it's not about, do you have time for an hour-long workout every morning? It's, hey, do you have time throughout your day to get it done? Same thing for just any type of workout. What if you did 10-minute spot workouts throughout your day? What if you did 10-minute, power dumbbell, moves throughout the day? Or if you did a quick 10-minute, something, instead of trying to get up an hour earlier and drive to the gym and do all of that? What if you just did it throughout your day? What if you just 10 minutes of core and abs, right before you go to lunch every day? What if you broke it down in a way where it created balance in your day and it created consistency in your life rather than all or nothing?
Mm-hmm. Yes. And that's exactly the way we see things, the way that we see our needs, the way that we see the things that we think is the the one thing that would make everything better or make everything okay. It's a very all or nothing approach. You're either winning at it and you feel amazing and life is great, or it's not going well and you just, you can't do it and you got to quit and you got to give up on it. It's a very all or nothing mentality. We don't, as a culture and as a people, have lost that ability to have a balance in our minds about what we do and who we are and how we see the world, this perspective of balance. So it has been scientifically proven, researchers have found that the people who are happiest are not the people who have an amazing level of anything. Not to say that you shouldn't achieve things or try to be successful. That's not the point. The point is that when you're striving for one thing so long and so hard, that other things in your life are out of whack, they're out of balance. And it's an all or nothing idea of up here, I'm up here all the time because I'm trying so hard to have this one thing here. You find that these people's lives are very unbalanced in other areas. And ultimately that leads later on in life to them having a certain spirit, a certain feeling of discontent and unhappiness. And they've lost some joy. They've lost some purpose because they have worked so hard to achieve this one thing while these other things over here are falling apart. And think about anything that you do well, anything that you really enjoy. Is it something that you do at the detriment of other things? Or is it something that you enjoy because you can look forward to it, you can plan for it, and you can see results and growth in that area because you devote a certain amount of time or energy, effort to it, and then you get back to the other things that also have to take place. Story time. There's actually a pretty good friend of mine, and it's not anybody who would be on here, who would be watching right now, but they have a super successful life in the sense that everyone thinks of them as this person. Like, this is the go-to person for this particular issue. And they only reveal or have a major amount of success in this one area where they help other people. And they really put a lot of energy and effort into devoting and outsourcing their time into helping other people. However, behind the scenes, what other people don't realize is that their personal lives are kind of a mess. They do not have a good relationship with their children. Their children are diverging in directions that actually really disheartens them as parents. And they don't always know or understand how to approach that parenting dynamic with their children because they spend at least 12 hours every day on their couple mission, their specific purpose of helping other people ultimately. So, hey, there you are. You're back.
Oh, I was always here. I was just letting you take center stage. I was thinking maybe we can alternate with who's talking. So then that way it shows on Instagram. So if you're talking, you'll show. If I'm talking, I'll show.
Yeah.
But so the story that you're sharing is they don't have, what did you say? They have all their couple goals, but they don't have kids goals. I wasn't sure what you meant.
They were right. So they have a really successful and I'm being very non-specific, obviously, although there would be no chance or way that they would ever see this. But they have this, as a couple, they have a really specific focus with a company that they own. And it's a company that's really focused on helping other people achieve certain goals, okay? They pour a lot of effort and energy into this, while their little kids at home, they kind of don't know what to do with. And there's not a lot of family time balance. And so
what you're saying is they pour all of their time and energy into their business, have any balance in their life, and they don't have any ability to really know what to do on the home front with their kids, because everything that they do is focused on their business. Everything that they do is focused on that. And then they're like, oh my gosh, and we have these kids here and we don't really know what to do with them, and they're kind of out of control and things are a little crazy. And this is really common. This is really common for whether it's parents who pour all of their time and energy into their kids, and then their kids grow up and move away, and then they're like, oh, who are you, stranger? Because they poured all of their time and energy into their kids. Or just like the couple that you're talking about, they pour all of their time and energy into their business and into their personal goals, where that's thriving and going so well that now they have no balance, so they have no real family at home, because it's just kind of the afterthought. And it's not like an intended afterthought. It's not like they wake up in the morning thinking, oh, I'm not going to invest in my kids the same way I invest into my business. But what happens is you realize as your kids get older, you don't have the relationship, you don't have the strength of connection with your kids, because all of your time and energy has gone into your business instead.
So how do we find this magical balance? The step number one is to first stop comparing yourself to other people. Because in that example, you would look at them and think, oh, they have what I need. They have it all. I wish I was like them. And you wouldn't even be looking at the rest of the picture, the full value picture of what the rest of their life is ultimately like and how they really feel about themselves and about their world, because deep speaks to deep there, okay? They can feel that lack of balance in so many ways, but the only thing that you're seeing is their success in one area, and your brain is telling you, I need that. I would be happy too if I had that. So number one, just stop comparing yourself to other people. Ask yourself, what does the word balance mean to me? What do I actually want? If I'm not so hyper-focused on what someone else has and what I think I need in order to feel good and healthy and confident about myself and about my life, then what would that thing be for me? If nobody else existed and it was just me and my household, what does balance look like for me? So take some time to actually write that down. Maybe you're not a journaler. Maybe you're a walker. Maybe you like to do voice text or voice memos on your phone, or you like to type stuff out on a computer. But actually take some time to figure out, if it was just you and your household and nobody else, what would true, pure balance, that word, look like and mean for you? Would you have time for more reading? For more enjoyment of TV, guilt-free, maybe watching a favorite show without your mind racing and trying to do other things at the same time? Would you have more time to organize or decorate, more time to spend with kids or family, or more time involved in a specific passion or project that perhaps you don't make time for, or you can't make time for normally because maybe it's not an income producing activity, or there's other things in your life that you feel are needs and they're more valuable? So strip it away, strip it down, and define for yourself, what does the word balance actually mean for me? What 5 things would I really want to make time for as a priority in my week, every week, if it was just up to me, if it was just me creating a life for myself? What are the 5 things?
So step 2 is, what are the 5 things?
Mm-hmm.
What 5, I like putting it on the screen.
I love that.
What 5 things would you like to?
I love watching you type.
Make time for?
Yeah.
Well, so step 1 is stop comparing yourself to other people. And step 2 is what 5 things would you like to
make time for? Right.
I'm trying to follow your steps over here. I'm trying to follow them so that I can put them up. So you tell me if I'm doing it right.
It looks good.
Okay,
looks good. Sounds right.
Awesome.
Number 3, take out the trash. Take out the trash every day. What do I mean by that? I mean that when you're stressing about something and you're making that your number one priority to the detriment of other things in your life and in your day that actually are important too, that you should be focusing on, what is the thought that's going through your mind in that moment? So, for example, if you're really stressed and anxious and you're stuck at your computer trying to get a particular deadline or goal finished, okay, and you're yelling at your kids or putting them in front of TV, even though you feel guilty about it, having them eat some frozen pizza or something. I mean, come on, mom life. I get it. We all do that. I'm not saying don't ever do that. But if you're doing that on a consistent basis and you're feeling guilty about it because you're so stressed and anxious about a certain need that you have in your life, like hitting a goal, a financial need, and income producing activity that you're so hyper focused on, take out the trash. Figure out for yourself, why is that thing so important to me right now that everything else is out of balance? Why do I suddenly not have time in my day to be a nice person, to use my own manners, and to use my own words of communication to show love and service to other people in my life who aren't a part of this activity that I'm so hyper-focused on right now? What is it? Why?
I have to interject here because it's so good. It makes you realize, it makes you think, when you are kind of angry, grumpy, or don't handle a situation at work or in life, or an interaction is really the word I'm looking for. If you don't handle an interaction super well, and like deep down you feel like, I didn't bring my best self to that interaction, I didn't respond the best way, and you can kind of sometimes feel maybe a little bit of your maybe temper coming at bay, or a little bit of being impatient, or a little bit of something. It's usually an indication that something is out of whack in your life. Something is causing you to respond in a way where now, honestly, it's becoming someone else's issue too, because you just took that energy and you put it on them. And the only reason why you're feeling that way, or you're experiencing that frustration, or anger, or whatever the emotion is that causes you to be a little testy, or a little impatient, or a little whatever, is because something's a little out of balance. And it's not one thing, it's usually a couple things that compound. And when those things compound, then kind of everything starts to go. You can usually handle one, maybe two things not being as you want them, or as you would like in your life. But when the deck of cards kind of falls over and everything kind of happens at the same time, that's when we kind of start taking it out on other people, which is why it's always so important to remember that it's not how the world around you is, it's how you respond to the world around you. Because everybody comes into their day with their own lack of balance, based on sleep, based on nutrition, based on work, based on family, based on all of the factors that if one little component is off, it can now come in and affect your world. And then that affects someone else's world. And then they affect someone else's world. And it becomes this thing that keeps going and going, so that poor little Susie over here ends up having a bad day because Derek woke up in a bad mood this morning and didn't have his coffee. And then all of a sudden, this whole chain of reaction, just because Derek is out of balance with his life, and now 10 people had a bad day because of it.
That's right. So take out the trash. Take out the trash every day and figure out why you're being so stressed and motivated only in one area, and why the other things aren't going well. Figure out where that disbalance, that misbalance is coming from, and figure it out. I find it helpful to actually...
I believe you mean imbalance.
Imbalance.
Imbalance, I believe.
I love her. She's like the I don't know, like on one of those videos or something where like the teacher comes on with his head. And anyways, okay, it's hilarious. So yeah, so I find it helpful to actually journal that out, because I'm a writer. You don't have to be a writer or a journaler in order to still think about this, but find out where that thought is actually coming from. Why do you have such a hyper need right now to accomplish this thing over here that's making everything else feel so out of whack? And I think you'll realize that a lot of times the need to get that done is actually coming from a deeper spot inside of you that can be addressed and resolved if you actually trace the root of where that thought comes from. So, for example, if you're really stressed about getting a certain task done. Like, I have to get the laundry done right now. And you start yelling at everybody because they're making too much of a mess and they're in your way. And you just like, I have to get the laundry done right now. Like, I have to do it today. It has to be today. It has to be right now. Or I have to get this thing written up for work right now. And it has to be today. And everybody shut up and be quiet. And you're just an angry person. Where's that really coming from? Maybe you have a thought about yourself where your own self-worth or identity is somehow contained within the idea of you controlling this certain thing. So you don't believe that there would ever be another day or another hour or another time this week for you to get the laundry done, because it says something about who you are as a person if you didn't get it done on Monday, folded and put away, because
You're talking about me right now. You're talking about me right now. This is me. This is me right now. You're talking about me right now. This is me.
But is that really true? Is it really true that if you don't get the laundry done today or the dishes put away after dinner, is it true that somehow you have failed as a person, or that the rest of your week is going to be a disaster? Is that actually true? No. Is it true that if you do a business thing, okay, like I'm being vague because everybody is in different lines of work, but whatever the work thing is that's stressing you out, is it true that if you don't get that done in a perfect way in that exact 30-minute increment, that there's never going to be another time in your day or maybe in your week that you can't do it, or maybe do it better? And that maybe if you spent 15 minutes putting some balance in your life by talking to your kids first, or hashing over that issue with your partner, that maybe that 30 minutes of work would actually only take 15 minutes, because you would feel so balanced and better about everything going on over here that you'd actually be more successful at it. I mean, isn't that possible? Isn't that true that could be? Have you ever asked yourself, is that possible? Is that true? If I created a little bit more balance going into this task, maybe I'd actually perform at the task better. And I wouldn't be anxious and stressed that I'm doing it, hating the world and shouting at everybody who I claim to love. So step number 3, take out the trash and actually trace the thought in your head that's creating you to feel so anxious and stressed about what that task is. Take out the trash every day. It's crucial. Number 4, what is the one thing? Take some time to really think about this. What is the one thing that you do that makes you feel really happy, makes you feel really joyful? How's that mental spark moment for you? Sometimes you don't even know yourself well enough because you're so busy filling the needs constantly that it takes you a hot minute to answer this question. And the thing that maybe is an obvious answer really isn't the answer. So, you have your common ones like, just reading the newspaper and drinking coffee in the morning.
Long walks on the beach.
Yeah, 10 minutes of yoga every day. Reading a book. The classic answers, okay, that maybe your brain is immediately firing and going to. But maybe that's not really what makes you happy. Maybe it's just fun. Maybe it's just a hobby. Maybe those activities actually encompass a different variety of stress for you. For example, you're reading a book and it fills you with lots of emotions, heaviness or happiness, but lots of emotions either way. Is that a good thing for your nature and your personality? Or isn't it? I mean, you'd have to answer that question for yourself. But don't just have, okay, Molly said I need more balance and I need to do more things that make me happy. So I am going to spend my weekend reading a book and doing yoga. Okay, if that's truly your answer for you, then do that.
It's not my answer.
But it's not everybody's answer. Some people.
It is not what makes me happy.
Some people.
I'm just putting it out there. If Molly tells me to do that, I'd be miserable for the weekend.
Yeah.
I'm just putting that out there.
Yeah. Maybe you need to create more balance and get that mental spark in your life by leaving your house and talking to your neighbor, because you get energy from other people.
Yes.
Or perhaps instead of doing yoga, you would actually get a lot more energy and mental spark if you just went for a walk, a really good cardio 20-minute walk through your neighborhood. And
oh my goodness. Can I just say
Yeah, you can. Are you gonna say it?
Sorry, I was trying to be all fancy. Can I just say how I personally, speaking to what fuels me and what makes me truly happy, when I get up and get outside and I just go for a walk. I take Tula for a walk. I was gonna show her, but she's not here because Ryan's eating food right now, so she's distracted. But when I just like go outside and I take Tula for a walk or something, I always come back in a better frame of mind than when I left. Always, 100% of the time.
Right. So don't go to the easy answers. Don't just go to the hobby answers. Try to really dig deep and find out, pay attention to something that you do the next time you do it. And think, did that create a feeling of excitement and energy afterwards? Did I have a really good, productive 2 hours following whatever that thing was? Okay, then that's going to help bring balance to my life. I'm going to make more time for that. I'm going to make sure that I do that thing every week because the way I felt about myself, the way I handled the posture that I had when I talked to other people, that was a really good thing for me. That was a really good thing for my energy. I need that. And it might be a nap. I mean, it can be whatever, but find what it is and then make sure that you prioritize that in your life. Stop prioritizing the things that the world tells you are important and start prioritizing the things that actually make you a successful person, meaning that you feel well enough about yourself and about your life and about how you talk to other people that you can have a happy, joyful life because you are presenting the best self to everyone around you. I hear
Yeah.
Emily typing.
I think the moral of the story is that you need to find time to have balance. You need to force balance into your life because it will not show up without intention. So you find time to have balance. You need to create balance in your life, and you will hear Molly and I say it a lot in what we do in our business is that what we're doing is we're really creating a life by design. We're creating a life where we live it on our terms. So think about the balance that you're creating in your life as doing the same thing. You're creating a life where you're living it on your terms, which means that you can't control everything that happens around you. You cannot control all of the stressors that come at you, but you can control the life that you create.
Exactly. So number 5, are you ready?
Oh, there's more?
Number 5.
I was wrapping it up.
Oh, no, you are. Number 5 is write in the comments below the word balance. Let us know that you want to help reclaim your own balance and your own mental sanity to stop chasing what you think you need, start creating more balance. And I promise you that when you create balance and stop hyper focusing on the one thing you think you need instead, then those other things kind of come to you. Kind of just happens effortlessly. Well, I use the word effortlessly loosely because everything in life takes effort. All good things take effort, but it happens effortlessly because you're living within a body that is balanced within itself. And so those tasks don't feel as hard in that miserable sort of way. It happens a little easier and it happens slower. It happens slowly, and that's okay because it comes to you in a balanced way where you haven't sacrificed and depleted in other areas of your life in order for that to happen. And you're able to just feel a little bit more vibrant about everything in your world. So write balance in the comments if you're on a journey with us, with Be Better Together, to find some balance and to put some more balance into your life so that you can live a more joyful, purposeful life as well. Because we're not promised tomorrow. Lord knows we hope it comes, but we're not promised tomorrow. But what you do have right now is this moment. So focus this moment on all the things that matter in a really healthy, equal kind of way, instead of putting all of your energy into one thing that truly doesn't really matter. So just spread it out. Just spread the wealth of who you are out a little bit more. Experience some more balance in your life. And I promise you that you will feel better about everything else. It's like what Emily said at the beginning. It's better to be consistent with something than to do it so hard that you crash and then you give up and you can't do it anymore. It's better to just take it in small bites and just be consistent.
Yeah.
Consistency compounds.
Something you can do every day.
Consistency compounds, speed exhausts. So let's live a balanced life. #balance. Be better together.
Awesome. Thanks for bearing with us, everyone, with this hot mess of a screen sharing. We will get all of our.
We want it to be balanced with how you say.
Yeah, we need to get balanced with how we share. As always, thank you. We appreciate you. And we'll be back same time, same place next week.
Hopefully a little bit more not a mess, but we can't promise that.
All right. Bye, guys.
Bye.